I am a volunteer here at Juniper Level Botanic Garden. What we're doing right now, we're working on this plant here, which is mangave blue mammoth. And what we're trying to do is see if we can get it to hybridize with some of the other agaves that are on the site. So the first one, though, we've already done a number. You can see, looking at this plant, there are a number of tags on it. And each branch there, we've selected and taken and put a different pollen from a different agave on it. Today we're going to be trying to put some pollen from Agave bracteosa on this plant. So let me show you a little bit of what's going on. We've made the tags so that we actually know what's going on. Since we're doing this main stem, what we're going to do here is I'm going to take a few of these pods off. Just get rid of them, because what I don't want is any confusion about which pollen I'm using. So since I've got other pollen here, I want to make sure I'm not using anything else, and these have already self-pollinated, so I don't want those. So I just want this upper part that I can put this new pollen on. So I'll have a tag that you have. This is the tag for mangave blue mammoth, and we're crossing it with Agave bracteosa. So let's see. So we have two parts of this flower here. You can see we have the anthers here, which have the pollen attached to it. So we'll remove that. A lot of times we collect that too. And then we bring the pollen from our other agave and actually touch it onto this stigma there. And you can see the stigma is nice and moist, and it's actually sticky so that it's ready to accept pollen. Okay, so this is our bracteosa pollen. And we're up here working with the bees, because the bees, this plant has got a lot of its pollen out there now, and the bees sort of love this. They're doing something, and they may be actually helping to cross-pollinate it or do something else. So we're always aware of the fact, since this is an open environment, that things can be pollinated by bees rather than by us. But usually if we can get the pollen on just at the right time, it won't accept any other pollen. This plant itself, this blue mammoth from last year's work, does very good at accepting pollens from other agaves. So we'll hit it today. We'll come back and repollinate it on Thursday, and then if it still looks like it's able to accept pollen, we'll hit it again next week, because we're not taking a chance, always seeing if we can keep on putting pollen on to see if it'll actually take. Can you see if you can find the Vanzee grapevine? We're going to hit it again.
Making sure I have the right.
Grapevine, Avatifolia Vanzee grapevine. Yep. Avatifolia grape. Yep, that's the correct one.
There you go.
And I'm just going to re-hit some of these. Okay.
Focus. sure.
So this will be Pseudopharax 176, Pseudopharax 176, right. You always have to double check on this because you really don't want, you want to know which pollen is accepts on this plant, and by double checking all the time, you don't make mistakes. You can see here a number of these pods here, like this one, everything's sort of shriveled up. That means it's probably accepted the pollen. If these stay on and don't fall off, then we know that seed is starting to form. Like I said, we'll come back on Thursday and re-hit this again, just as a double check. The anthers, or the stigmas, are receptive to pollen at a certain time, and the stigmas, even on a different branch, will be actually ready to accept pollen at multiple times, maybe a day apart. So some of them may have been just perfect today, but they will not be perfect in 2 days, where others will be perfect. So we just keep on hitting it, hoping that we get some seed production. Yeah. Okay.